Hello everyone, welcome to the Dutchman's Wood Shack. I'm doing a lunch version today. It's Friday, at the end of the month of July. I'm just getting into the resin bit. I'm having issues, so if there's people out there on YouTube who can help me, I'd be glad. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll show you my first subject. All right. This is my first subject. It's the first test subject I tried with my resin. Now I'm using aluminite, and you can see I used a little bit of color in it, right? But here's the thing. Look at how screwed up the wood is. Don't know why. Somebody said it might be there was too much moisture in the wood, which I kind of find it hard to believe. This wood, scrap wood, it was just laying in the bin. And I can't see it being that way. But anyway, that was one of the issues. And then it was actually taller when I started, and then it chipped off. All right. Now, I just pulled this out of the pressure cooker. Now, this is one I just did, and look at the difference. Okay, so I don't see it. Right there is a problem right there, and I don't know if it's because of this piece of wood or what. But here's the deal. It actually came out of the bowl a lot easier than the other one did. But here's what I got to tell you though. This time I pressurized this at 60 psi, and I made sure these are all cut off pieces of dowel rods. I made sure that they were dry because I have my moisture meter. All right. When I put them in, here's the problem. No, again, I'm still having issues. This one here, because the pieces were so small, they wanted to float. All right, so I didn't really get a lot, I think, down in the bottom, which might kind of be funny when the other thing is, when I had somebody put the dye in this, well, the dye was one drop, that's it. So, I don't know. I'm just learning this, so I don't know. After the second time, it's still 50% better than what I was, but I'm still working on it. The goal is to get this and to do, because this is that's really good. This is the bowl that I'm going to probably use with this, and this is basically a piece of burl wood, and I don't know how I'm going to turn it, but that's the idea. And I'm working up slowly, so the next size up will probably be this size. But I'm finding out, is it moisture? Is it this one this pressure cooker I got here? I set it for 60 psi. Okay, so I put it in there for 12 hours, pulled it out this morning, and that's what it came out as. Somebody also said you need a vacuum attachment to this to suck the air out. I don't know if it's true or not. I got this hooked to this. I put 60 in it, and I shut it off. And it stayed 60 for the duration of the 12 hours or whatever it was in. So I got to tell you, I'm trying. It's a headache to me because it's a new thing, and there isn't a lot of people out there to do this thing, and it's like fingers on a chalkboard, you know. You know, and I love doing this stuff. Okay, I love doing videos. I'm not like the professionals out there. I mean, I'm a professional, but I'm kind of being like a Tim Allen because that's the way I operate. You know, and I tell people flat out, you know, when you come to my shop, this is what I like to have my favorite beverage with me. You know, sometimes I'll have something here. If people come on and see me turn something down, if it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, fine. We're still having a good time, right? Okay, so in my world, the way things work, number one issue with me has been tools. Somebody is always telling somebody, you got to have a certain tool to do a certain way. No, you don't. You learn your tools. Learn your tools, like right here. I've got a bunch that are missing because I have them being, they're they're in the process of being sharpened, because I can't sharpen with a crap. Anyway, when I'm turning, all right, I use a certain amount of tools. I like to use carbide tip tools. I don't like the metal ones, and I'll tell you why right now. Sharpening. The last couple of bowls I've made, the wood is hard as a rock. Now, this right here, this is live oak. This stuff will go through a set of tools not once but twice. So I use this. I've never had a problem with this. Somebody said use a gouging chisel, a bowl gouging chisel. Well, this is better than a bowl gouging chisel. I can tell you right now, the one I had didn't take long for it to go dull. So, and no, it's not the way I'm using it, because I watch all the rest of you guys on YouTube show me how it's doing it. Okay, I'll say this. It ain't the tool, it's the operator, all right? And I admit to that. I'm not proficient in that using this. I like using these because two reasons. One is I could change the tip out and I can move this around. If I have to go to my metal chisels, the old standard ones, I'm forever having them chiseled, sharpened, because they're a pain in the ass to deal with. The older I get, the more smarter I get. Anybody who doesn't use carbide tip chisels like this, I mean, it's a love-hate relationship. Okay, so now, what I'm planning on doing with this bowl here, now I've centered it before I cut the corners off, all right? And I actually cut a little bit more off on each side, but you can see it splitting. I'm not worried about that, because eventually if I go to turning this and it does split enough to where I think it's going to be an issue, I'll stop and I'll do the resin thing, because I think this wood here is worthy of it. And there's three pieces to this. There used to be a stump. This is the first one I turned. And you can see right here, there's some voids. Well, I'm going to fill that up with some of the resin I have, both front and back. And this is almost basically finished the way I want it. Now, yeah, it did split a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. Again, I'm going to use resin on this, fill in some of this stuff, and we'll see what that's like. And I also can use Gorilla Glue. I mean, I use a lot of Gorilla Glue, and a lot of times it worked great. I don't use, like for this, I'll probably use Gorilla Glue, but I don't like to use Loctite, because it leaves a mark. And every time I've used Gorilla Glue or something like that, or a resin compound, it works great. You never see it. But, okay, so now my attempt to curve this, what I want to do is, it's rough on this side. When I turn it on, it wobbles. See that? All right. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wobble out of it. And I'm going to get it to this part where the wobble is less prevalent, then work myself in this way. I have determined this is the top and this is the bottom. What I got to do is just smooth this out first. I'll flip it around and do it the other way. Now, do I have a tenon on here? No. Eventually, when I do, I'm not going to do a tenon on this because it's small enough. I think I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm going to use this. The side that you are going to have the inside of the bowl with, where you're going to gouge out eventually, is the side you want this on. But I have to smooth this out first. What I'll probably do, smooth this side out, and then once I get this side smooth enough, I'll screw this on, and I'll also glue it, and then I'll leave it overnight and then come back to it. So then I can take it off the spindle eventually. That's the object of the game. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. Anyway, I want people to subscribe to me. If you want to learn about woodworking, I'm going to do Crafters Corners once every couple of weeks if you're interested. And it's not just woodworking. It'll be something like glass. I have a lady that wants to show off she's getting a kiln, but she does great glass work. You have to see it. It's awesome. She does fused glass stuff. Then I got another friend of mine that does a lapidary work, you know, metal with rocks and gems and stuff. Really looks good. Then I've got another person who does acrylic work. Well, here's a bizarre thing with me. So what I want to do is make a bowl something about this size, right? And then I'm thinking about doing acrylic on it and making it taller. But here's the point. What I'm going to do is before I put resin in it, I'm going to put the acrylic on it, let it sit overnight, then put resin in it. Now the key is, and this is going to be to test my knowledge and my depth perception of this. What I want to do is do that and then just get down just ever so slightly, just barely touch that, because I don't want the acrylic to get dinged up. So we'll see if that works. That's just an idea. I mean, I have a friend of mine that does acrylic, puts it on a spinner, and spins it in the tie-dye thing, and that's kind of what I want to do next. So, in my shop, it isn't just about tradition. It's about open minds, experimenting, and most of the time when I get stuff, before I even try it, I use scrap wood somewhere, and I don't pay for it because I scavenge a lot. And so that if I screw that up and it doesn't work, then I don't have a problem. It's just firewood. So I highly recommend you don't buy good wood until you get your project the way you want it. And with that note, guys, I'll let you go. Again, remember, I need subscribers. I need input. Whether you think I'm crazy or not, well, that doesn't matter. I know I'm crazy. So anyway, I like to have fun. And preferably when I do this, it's at night, like 7, 8 or 9. And I want it to be like cocktail hour and we all discuss stuff. Hopefully, if I get enough people on here, I can open up to live. Right now, I can't do it because I don't have enough subscribers, or YouTube won't let me. So there you go. And I don't know how to work YouTube unless somebody give me an idea how to get to it, then whatever. Anyway, guys, have a great night. It's Friday, freaky, far out, fun, frivolous Friday. If you're not making something, you're not making dust, you're not making anything. God bless. Have a great day.